What they gave up, I was too young to see.
What they gave up,
They never said to me,
the sacrifice was silent.
and the love was loud.
What they gave
I
up.
carry it now proud.
My father worked 2 jobs from the time I was 4 until I finished school. The door of our apartment closing at 5:30 in the morning. The floor of the hallway creaking as he left the door, clicking quiet so he wouldn't wake us. The specific sound of a father's sacrifice, the terrific economy of care expressed in the prolific quiet of not waking your children. The horrific mathematics of 2 jobs being the language of love in a household where love was expressed above the words of it. I didn't understand the above. And beyond of what those mornings the dove like quiet of his 5:30 departure meant, until I had my own family, the spent energy of the working parent, the lent vitality of somebody who had taken and spent his own health to give us options he didn't have.
What they gave up,
I was too young to see.
what they gave up,
They never said to me,
The sacrifice was silent.
and the love was loud.
what they gave
I
up,
carry it now proud. I carry
what
it
they
now.
gave up,
I was too young to see.
what they gave up,
They never said to me,
The sacrifice was silent.
and the love was loud.
what they gave
I
up,
carry it now proud.
My mother gave up the nursing career she started, the specific ambition of a woman who departed from her own trajectory to raise us. Departed ways of her own story and ours, the charted course of her professional life redirected entirely. She never framed it as sacrifice, the entirely absent martyrdom of a woman who entirely chose what she chose, the entirely real dignity of the decision being the thing I most admire now. She didn't stop growing the ring of her intelligence expanding, the spring of her reading and a curiosity, the sting of the career she didn't pursue being real, but not defining her. The deal she made was with herself, the feel of a woman who knew what she was given and made the real choice with full awareness. That's a different kind of strength.
I was too young to see.
What they gave up,
They never said to me,
the sacrifice was silent.
and the love was loud.
What they gave
I
up,
carry it now proud.
what they gave up,
I was too young to see.
what they gave up,
They never said to me,
the sacrifice was silent.
and the love was loud.
What they gave
I
up.
carry it now proud.
I asked my father once if he regretted the 2 jobs. He looked at me like I'd asked something strange. Said, regret what?
You're here, aren't you?
That's the whole answer. What they gave up made me eye. What they gave up,
I was too young to see.
what they gave up.
They never said to me,
The sacrifice was solid.
and the love was loud.
What they gave
I
up.
carry it now proud.
5:30 the door, clicking quiet, quiet. The nursing career she set aside. Regret what?
You're here, aren't you? Aren't you? Aren't you? I carry it now. Carry it now.
What they gave up.
I carry it now proud. I carry it now. Carry it now. Carry it. I carry
What
it
they
now.
gave up.
I carry it now. Carry it now. Carry it. I carry it now proud. I carry it now. Carry it. Carry it. I carry it now. Carry it now. Carry it now. Carry it. Carry it. I carry it now proud. I carry it now proud.
The bottom on the fix it, the bottom on the fix it, the bottom on the fix it.
First time they heard me, the whole room went still. First time they heard me, everybody felt the real. Something different in the air, something they couldn't name. First time they heard me, nothing was ever the same. First time they heard me, the whole room went still. First time they heard me, everybody felt the real. Something different in the air, something they couldn't name. First time they heard me, nothing was ever the same.
Yeah, the cipher on the corner of 45th, 5th of Tuesday. 4MC before me warming up. The new day of my reputation starting right here, the true way. A man gets his stripes being the who can do way. Of the open circle, no invitation, just a mic and whoever steps in, I stepped in the spike of adrenaline being its own sign, the like or dislike of the crowd being the only psyche. Telling truth available to a man at that moment. First 4 bars and Marcus stopped talking atonement. For every doubt I carried the component of silence being the loudest compliment. The crowd reading silence as the signal that something real was happening. A single, most important 8 seconds of my life, the tingle of actual recognition arriving through the shingle of the open circles. Unforgiving just
They heard me, the whole room went still. First time they heard me, everybody felt the real. Something different in the air, something they couldn't name. First time they heard me, nothing was ever the same. First time they heard me, the whole room went still. First time they heard me, everybody felt the real. Something different in the air, something they couldn't name. First time they heard me, nothing was ever the same. Marcus came up after, said 3 words, where you been? The economy or the real compliment? The thin line between the crowd's approval and the genuine respect of somebody who knows the discipline. The difference being Marcus had been doing this 10 years, and his opinion was the kiss of legitimacy in this particular abyss of the anonymous cipher, the remiss version of my confidence suddenly corrected. The years of bedroom practice connected to the public moment they erected, foundation of a self-belief that directed everything after I went past how they heard me. The whole room went still. First time they heard me, everybody felt it real. Something different in the air, something they couldn't name. First time they heard me, nothing was ever the same. 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 The cipher still runs on Rome full feet every Tuesday. I still go sometimes. The circle doesn't care who you were last week, just what you bring today. That's the purest education there is. First time they heard me, first time they heard me, the whole room went still. First time they heard me, everybody felt it real. Something different in the air, something they couldn't name. First time they heard me, nothing was ever the same. Nothing was ever the same. First time they heard me. Tuesday Marcus, stop talking at bar. 4 or 3 words after we've been. Every Tuesday, since the circle doesn't lie.
Day one, we've been here since the very start.
Very start, 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 very start.
Day one, we've been here since the very start. Day one, different roads but the same heart. 20 years of life pulling every direction. Day one, that's the only real connection. Day one, we've been here since the very start. Day one, different roads but the same heart. 20 years of life pulling every direction. Day one, that's the only real connection.
Jerome and I met at 7 years old, the first day of 2nd grade. The desk assignment, the display of the universe being indifferent to the array of outcomes it creates. The random placement of 2 kids in adjacent seats being the statement of a friendship that would outlast everything. The basement of something that will hold through every basement level crisis and every peak simultaneously. We grew up on the same block, the perennially reliable presence of each other, the genuinely unremarkable daily contact that was actually the most valuable thing either of us had. The taken for granted proximity, the glad assumption of each other's presence, the mad luck of growing up alongside somebody bad. Enough of being human, need to be real about it.
Day one, we've been here since the very start. Day one, different roads but the same heart. 20 years of life pulling every direction. Day one, that's the only real connection. Day one, we've been here since the very start. Day one, different roads but the same heart. 20 years of life pulling every direction. Day one, that's the only real connection.
The roads diverged at 18, the classic fork of young adulthood, the drastic different directions of 2 people, the plastic certainty of each other's path being elastic enough to hold even when the paths were opposite. Jerome went left when I went right, the composite of our choices being the full opposite of each other's for years. The deposit of shared history being the account we both drew from. We went months without talking, sometimes the sum of adult life making the calendar numb to the people who don't need the schedule drum of the real friendship beating regardless of contact. When we talked, it was like no time to intact. Quality of the bond being the extract. The 20 years of the real thing. The fact that some friendships are measured in depth, not frequency.
Funk guitar, long bass on 1 kick, hard vinyl snare 2.
Jerome called me on a Tuesday last year just to talk. 2 hours picked up exactly where we left off. That's 20 years of day one. The road doesn't matter, the bond does. Day one. We've been here since the very start. Day one. Different roads but the same heart. 20 years of life pulling every direction. Day one. That's the only real connection. Day one. We've been here since the very start. Day one. Different roads but the same heart. 20 years of life pulling every direction. Day one. That's the only real connection. Connection. 2nd grade desk assignment, 7 years old, 20 years of different roads. 2 hours on a Tuesday, picking up mid-sentence. Day one. Still. Day one.
New York raised me. Everything I am came from these streets. New York raised me. Yo, the A train at 6 a.m. going downtown. The specific education of the subway, the renown of a city that teaches you everything. The gown of urban intelligence that comes from uptown to downtown in 40 minutes, watching everybody. I learned to read a room from a crowd, the body language of a million strangers to somebody. Watching you, awareness of the city to nobody gives you anything true for New York. Arriving early, the bodega at the corner of my block, the surly morning energy of a city that doesn't do the performative cheerfulness of elsewhere. The true directness of the New York face being the most honest communication I've ever encountered. The toast of the city being its absolute refusal to coast on niceties when the truth is available the most. Efficient education and human nature cost a Metro card. New York raised me.
Everything I am came from these streets.
New York raised me.
The city's rhythm is my heartbeat.
Five boroughs.
A million lessons, none of them free.
New York raised me.
And New York made me free.
The soul sample underneath is somebody's memory of the same city in a different decade. The remedy of the sample being its compression of history. The testimony of a sound that carries the city's biography. Every borough has its own frequency. The harmony of the vibe being the actual New Yorker ceremony of the borough pride being the real patrimony of the city kid. The matrimony, a place and person being the deepest bond there is. I carry the Bronx in everything I do. The fizz of the city's energy being the specific quiz I pass by surviving here. The biz of New York being that it prepares you for everything else. Every room outside New York, I've walked in the delves into easy mode by comparison to shelves of difficulty being stacked higher here. The delves of pressure producing the specific diamond of the city kid. Places, none of them felt like mine. The faces of New York being the faces. I learned to read, the city raised me. Everything else is just practice. New York raised me.
Everything I am came from these streets.
New York raised me.
The city's rhythm is my heartbeat.
Five boroughs.
A million lessons, none of them free.
New York raised me.
And New York made me free.
A train at 6 a.m. The bodega corner, five boroughs. The soul sample carrying the city's biography.
New York raised me.
Everything else
is practice.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah. Hot block, summer hit on the concrete real. Hot block, everybody outside, everybody feel. The horn drop on the one like a wall of sound. Hot block, that's the only place I wanna be found.
Yo, the kick hits like August landed on your shoulders. The heat of the block being carried in the boulders. A bass that hold the whole thing up the smolders of a summer afternoon where everything's shoulder checks everything else for position. The horn sample chopped and pitched to somewhere darker than ample evidence of the SP12 being the sample source of everything that matters to trample. Proof foundation of the golden era sound. Anthony on the corner with the crown of the block's unofficial mayor, the renown. Somebody who showed up every day. The brown paper bag of cold drinks making the rounds. The specific rhythm of a hot block. The sounds of 100 small interactions. The grounds of a community built on showing up. The rounds of the afternoon being the actual culture.
Hot block, summer heat on the concrete real. Hot block, everybody outside, everybody feel. Everybody outside. The horn drop on the one like a wall of sound. Hot block, that's the only place I wanna be found.
The reverb on the vocal is the echo of the building walls, the specific acoustic of the courtyard. The calls bouncing off the brick, returning warm of the halls. The sound the block creates naturally, the falls of the voice into the space and back again. I've been trying to capture this in the studio, the pen of the engineer reaching for what the block gives naturally. When the room is the reverb and the street is the den of the recording session, you can't fake this geography. The SB12 catches it though, the biography of the block living in the crackle, the choreography of the sample containing the demography of where it was recorded, who was in the room. Hot block in August, the horn drops the boom of the kick underneath the reverb bloom of the vocal sitting in the pocket, the perfume of the summer afternoon preserved the bloom.
Summer heat on a concrete grill. Hot block, everybody outside, everybody feel. Everybody outside, the horn drop on the one like a wall of sound. Hot block, that's the only place I wanna be found. And on it, still on the corner, the drink's still cold. The horn still chopped to something worth being told. The block's still hot in August, the kick still rolls. The reverb catches everything the summer holds. Yeah. Hot block, summer heat on a concrete grill. Hot block, everybody outside, everybody feel. Everybody outside, the horn drop on the one like a wall of sound. Hot block, that's the only place I wanna be found. Hot block. Hot block. Hot block. Hot block, that's the only place I wanna be found.
August Anthony Cole drinks horn on the one verb off the brick walls. The block preserving the groove, still hot.
Hot block.
Walks heavy underneath. Feel the vibe. Let the golden era breathe.
There's a frequency that certain records hit, the specific warmth of the SP12 grit, meeting the right sample, the lit match of the perfect combination, the split second recognition of something that sounds like home before you heard it, the poem of the familiar arriving new, the chromosome of the golden era sound carrying the home sickness for a time that may not have been as golden as the music makes it, the scene through the sample version of the past being the truer one, somehow the intervening years compressing into the piano loop. I grew up on this sound, the troupe of producers who understood the scoop of the right sample, being the recoup of everything the block had ever felt.
Feel the vibe, let it move through you slow. Feel the vibe, that's the only thing to know. The piano hits and the bass walks heavy underneath. Yeah, feel the vibe, oh, let the golden era breathe.
The reverb on the vocal is the room talking back, the specific warmth of air returning, the knack of the vintage room sound being the track itself, breathing the lack of digital cleanness being the actual warmth. Nobody was trying to make it warm, the north star of the production being the forthright capture of what was real, the worth of the imperfection being discovered later. We loved the crackle before it was curated into aesthetic choice, the saturated tape sound being simply how it sounded, the weighted history of the format being invisible at the time. Now every crackle is a choice, the chime of nostalgia being manufactured, the paradigm of warmth being performed, but in the prime of the actual era this was just the same. Feel it.
Yeah. Let it move through you slow. Feel the vibe, yeah. That's the only thing to know. The piano hits and the bass walks heavy underneath. Yeah, feel the vibe. Yeah, let the golden era breathe.
The piano
loop cycles back to the top. The bass walks one more time, the kick drops. The reverb trails until the next bar warm. This is the frequency, feel it, that's the whole form.
Feel the vibe, yeah. Let it move through you slow. Feel the vibe, yeah. That's the only thing to know. The piano hits and the bass walks heavy underneath, yeah. Feel the vibe, let the golden era breathe, yeah.
SP12 grip, right sample, piano recital.
Kid, listen, I got something you need to hear. Kid, listen, from the other side of all those years, the road is longer than you think, and that's okay. Kid, listen, you're gonna be alright someday. If I could walk back to the corner where you're standing now, this specific corner of your specific doubt, the how do I know if this is right? Uncertainty, the brow of the hill you can't see over yet, the prow of the ship pointed at an ocean you haven't crossed. I tell you first, the feeling of being lost is the feeling of being on the way. The cost of the path being that it doesn't look like a path. The frost of uncertainty being the weather of the actual journey. Second, the people who seem certain are attorneys of the case they're building in their own head. The journey of confidence being a construction, not a discovery. Attorney of life being entered by everyone is certain. Third, the thing you're afraid to want behind the curtain of the reasonable ambition you perform. That thing, the curtain pull of the real dream being the actual terrain, the hurting process of admitting what you actually want being the first step. Listen, I got something you need to hear, yeah, kid, listen. Kid, listen, from the other side of all those years, no road. The road is longer than you think, and that's okay. Kid, listen, you're gonna be alright someday. The friendships that feel permanent will all be permanent. The ones that feel unlikely will last. The determinant being character under pressure. The termination of the easy friendships when life gets real. The germination of the real ones in the difficult years. The losses are gonna be real losses. The arrears of grief being paid in full. The careers of some people you love going in directions of fears. About your family being real and worth caring with care. And the wins are gonna feel smaller than you prepare yourself for. The arrival being quieter, the compared reality to the imagined one being the unpaired equation of every ambitious person's life. But the quieter wins are the real ones. The rife dream of the dramatic arrival replaced by the knife sharp satisfaction of the actual built thing. The life made deliberately being the whole achievement.
Piano loop alone, bass warm, kick drops, vinyl.
Kid, one more thing, the people who love you are watching closer than you know. Let them see you trying, that's enough. You're gonna be alright, I know, because I'm you. Kid, listen, I got something you need to hear, yeah, kid, listen. Kid, listen, from the other side of all those years, don't. The road is longer than you think, and that's okay. Kid, listen. Kid, listen, you're gonna be alright someday, yo. The corner where you're standing, the ocean you haven't crossed. The wind's quieter than you planned. The people watching closer than you know. Kid, listen, you're gonna be alone. Kid, listen, you're gonna be alright.
to. She believed first. When the doubt was all I knew, carried the vision of what I could become. She believed first, and that's where it all came from. She believed first, before I had a reason to. She believed first. When the doubt was all I knew, carried the vision of what I could become. She believed first, and that's where it all came from.
My teacher, Mrs. Patterson, 8th grade English. The specific gift of a teacher who could distinguish between a student's current performance and the extinguished able potential underneath the English. Class being the first room where somebody saw the thing I couldn't see in myself, the raw material of a mind that she could draw out by simply refusing to accept the law of low expectation I'd already internalized. She kept my essays after class recognized. Something in the way I constructed a thought, devised a way to tell me specifically, emphasize the particular sentence where something real appeared. Not general praise, the engineered precision of a teacher who had pioneered the specific intervention, the clear path, the pointed recognition, sanction, the treasure, the trajectory. She believed first, before I had a reason to. She believed first, when the doubt was all I knew, carried the vision of what I could become. She believed first, and that's where it all came from. She believed first, before I had a reason to. She believed first, when the doubt was all I knew, carried the vision of what I could become. She never said you're talented, the word being the least youthful thing she could have stirred into the conversation. The blurred line between talent and work being preferred by every affected teacher I've since studied. She said this sentence is doing something to muddy water of vague praise replaced by the ruddy specificity of a finger pointing at the buddy. System of thought and language working together. That precision being the tether that held me to the work through every weather or not period that followed the weather of doubt being navigable, because I had one specific memory of one specific sentence being terrific in the eyes of someone whose opinion, the prolific evidence of her expertise making a scientific assessment, only one that mattered that year. She believed first, before I had a reason to. She believed first, when the doubt was all I knew, carried the vision of what I could become. She believed first, and that's where it all came from. She believed first, before I had a reason to. She believed first, when the doubt was all I knew, carried the vision of what I could become. Yo, she believed first. I wrote her a letter 15 years later. She wrote back, said she remembered me. Said she remembered the sentence specifically. I still have a letter. She believed first. She believed first, before I had a reason to. She believed first, when the doubt was all I knew, carried the vision of what I could become. She believed first, and that's where it all came from. Miss Patterson, 8th grade, one sentence. She pointed the letter 15 years later. She remembered the sentence. She believed first.
Yeah. Stop and moving. Stop proving. Started being what I am. Stop proving. Put down the whole program of performing for the room and just showed up real. Stop proving. That's when everything clicked like steel. The proving years were expensive and exhausting. The performance of confidence, the costing of every room by what it needed. The frosting of the real thing with the performed and the tossing. The genuine instinct in favor of calculated impression management. I was educated in the art of the room, the calibrated presentation, the underrated exhaustion of being the performed version of yourself. Every single day the shelf. Life of that version being limited to stealth. Erosion of the real thing by the wealth of attention. The performed version attracted. Stop proving. Started being what I am. Stop proving. Put down the whole program of performing for the room and just showed up real. Stop proving. That's when everything clicked like steel. The shift happened in a meeting, the mundane context of the most important decision. The vain performance suddenly visible to me. The plain truth of the exhaustion arrive in the main character of the performed version being someone I didn't recognize. The freeing realization that the room had been seeing. The performance for years, the agreeing nod of the audience being for the character, not for me. I stopped mid-sentence, the debris of the performance falling away. The key being the simple decision to just say what I actually thought instead of what I calculated they wanted. The room shifted, the authentic version undaunted by the expectation, landed harder than the flaunted. Performance ever had the haunted. Performing version retired that afternoon. Stop proving. Started being what I am. Stop proving. Put down the whole program of performing for the room and just showed up real. Stop proving. That's when everything clicked like steel. energy and gets more done. Stop proving. Started being everything that mattered came after that decision. Stop proving. Started being what I am. Stop proving. Put down the whole program. I'm performing for the room and just showed up real. Stop proving. That's when everything clicked like steel. The proving years were expensive. One meeting. Stop mid-sentence. Said what I actually thought. The room shifted. 3 years later. Everything came after.
Summertime loop, running through the block again. Same corner, same crew, same familiar friends. The flute keeps hitting like it never stops. Summertime loop, put it on, let it drop. Summertime loop, running through the block again. Same corner, same crew, same familiar friends. The flute keeps hitting like it never stops. Summertime loop, put it on, let it drop. July afternoon on the stoop with the speaker out the window. Marcus had the crates outside by the pond. Apple soda stand, the afternoon divine. With no agenda, the specific design of a day that has nothing to prove. The flute sample floating through the groove, like somebody's memory made audible. The move of the crowd on the corner into the smooth pocket of the afternoon beat. Keisha dancing on the pavement, the complete unself-consciousness of somebody who can feel the beat before they think about it. The repeat of the hook landing on everybody simultaneously. I've been chasing this feeling for years. The freedom of the afternoon that asks nothing. The key of the summer day being the guarantee of nothing except the present moment and the music. Summertime loop, running through the block again. Same corner, same crew, same familiar friends. The flute keeps hitting like it never stops. Summertime loop, put it on, let it drop. Summertime loop, running through the block again. Same corner, same crew, same familiar friends. The flute keeps hitting like it never stops. Summertime loop, put it on, let it drop. The reverb on the vocal is the memory talking. The slight wash of the room sound of walking through the past while standing still. The hawking of nostalgia beating too cheap a word for the stalking. Warmth of a specific afternoon that never fully left. I can still smell the concrete and the bereft. Summer heat of the pavement, the depth. Way the music made it beautiful. The cleft between what was hard about those years and what was golden. Being navigated entirely by sound of swollen. Afternoon disappearing into evening, the golden hour arriving over the rooftops. The olden magic of a summer that didn't know it was magic yet. Jazz flute alone, bass drops, kick hard tambourine swing. Marcus packed the crates at 9 when the street lights came on. Keisha went upstairs, the speaker went back through the window. The corner empty slow, nobody said goodbye properly. Didn't need the same corner tomorrow, same loop. Running through the block again. Same corner, same crew, same familiar friends. Flute keeps hitting like it never stops. Summertime loop, put it on, let it drop. Summertime loop, running through the block again. Same corner, same crew, same familiar friends. Flute keeps hitting like it never stops. Summertime loop, put it on, let it drop. July afternoon, Marcus and the crates. Keisha on the pavement, 9 o'clock, the street lights. Same corner tomorrow, we still hear it.
I on the wrong bus. I on the wrong bus, ended up in the. I on the wrong bus, ended up in the neighborhood you don't know. Had to figure it out alone. Wrong bus. Wrong bus. wrong direction, every block unfamiliar. The street signs mean something different. The pillar of what I knew crumbling with each stop. The filler of my confidence, draining, wrong bus killer. The cute buddy separate and the cute buddy five leave from the same stop. I took the wrong one to drop of my stomach when the landmark stopped. Head matching the crop of buildings I didn't recognize. A swap of my neighborhood for someone else's. The chop of the familiar into the strange. The shop on the corner different from mine. The pop of anxiety behind the calm face. I was performing 11 years old. The chase between composure and panic. The space between knowing where you are and the grace required to figure it out. I stayed on the bus past 6 more stops. The plus of the wrong direction adding up. The fuss I didn't make the internal cuss. Wrong direction, every block unfamiliar. The street signs mean something different. The pillar of what I knew crumbling with each stop. The filler of my confidence, draining, wrong bus killer. Wrong direction, every block unfamiliar. The street signs mean something different. The pillar of what I knew crumbling with each stop. The filler of my confidence, draining, wrong bus. I got off at a stop that had a gas station, a payphone and a deli. The ration, our decision of the 11-year-old. The station of my problem solving, the frustration controlled. I had 35 cents in the transfer. The math of the return, the answer in the route map behind the glass. The dancer between panic and precision. The cancer of the unknown that I was performing. Surgery on, found a return bus the morning. Lighted the solution, the warning. System of my instincts, the adorning of the mistake with the lesson. Wrong bus became the best navigation course. The plus of the error, the knowledge that the cuss of the on unfamiliar bills, the trust. Wrong bus, wrong direction, every block unfamiliar. The street signs mean something different. The pillar of what I knew crumbling with each stop. The filler of my confidence, draining, wrong bus, wrong direction, every block unfamiliar. The street signs mean something different. The pillar of what I knew crumbling with each stop. The filler of my confidence, draining, wrong bus. I got home 40 minutes late, didn't tell anybody what happened. The shell of the experience kept private. The well of confidence, it filled the bell of the lesson ringing every wrong turn after. That first one carried the laughter of the 11-year-old who mastered the return, the plaster, composure of the kid on the wrong bus who figured it out. No fuss, no tears, just the trust of the problem solved alone. The surplus of the lesson. I take the wrong bus on purpose. Now sometimes to discuss on with the unfamiliar. The plus of the error, the trust. Wrong direction, every block unfamiliar. The street signs mean something different. The pillar of what I knew crumbling with each stop. The filler of my confidence, draining, wrong bus, killer bus. Wrong bus. 35 cents and a transfer got me home. The wrong bus taught me more than the right. The chrome of the payphone still in my hand. The poem of the error. The wrong bus. The lesson song. The wrong bus. Wrong bus. Wrong bus. The bench press republic. The park where the iron lives. The bench press republic, the park where the iron lives. The bench press republic, the park where the iron lives. The discipline of the weight, what the steel gives. The bench press republic, the park where the iron lives.
The bench press republic, the park, the dip. The outdoor gym in Baisley Park has been there since forever. The clever engineering of the cinder block and lever. The never replaced equipment. The weather, beaten bench, the leather. Grip worn smooth by 1,000 hands. The feather, weight beginners and the heavy weather. They admit it or not, the park gym has a hierarchy. The brim of the respect measured in the grim. Precision of the lift, the slim margin between the earn and the attempted. The exempted, nobody to preempt it. Ego of the beginner, the tempted.
The bench press republic.
The bench press republic.
The park where the iron lives.
The discipline of the weight, what the steel gives.
The bench press republic. The park where the iron lives.
The bench press republic. The park, the dip. Donnell runs the morning crew at 6. The dedicated few who show before the complicated day begins. The associated ritual of the pre-dawn, the fascinated focus of the iron, the concentrated effort of the rep, the excavated discipline of the early, the operated schedule of the committed. Donnell dictated nothing but demonstrated everything, the everything of the lift, the form, the breathing, the gathering of the will against the gravity, the lathering of the effort every morning, the same man, the amen of the consistency, the den of the pre-dawn, I am the win.
The bench press republic.
The bench press republic.
The park where the iron left.
The discipline of the weight, what the steel gives.
The bench press republic. The park where the iron left.
The bench press republic, the park, the dip. The iron teaches what the avenue can't. The rant of the disappointed. The grand of the gravity. The plan of the feet against the concrete. The slant of the bar corrected. The can of the ego removed by the gallon. Honesty of the weight. The enchantment of the discipline. The iron is the siren of the honest. The environment of the park gym, the pioneer of the consistent. The bench press, republic where the stress of the block is processed. The dress, rehearsal of the character, the press.
The bench press republic.
The bench press republic.
The park where the iron left.
The discipline of the weight, what the steel gives.
The bench press republic. The park where the iron left.
The bench press republic, the park, the dip.
Baisley Park, 6 a.m., the iron cold and real.
The bench press republic. The park where the iron left.
Darnell and the morning crew to steal.
The bench press republic. The park.
The discipline of the weight, what the steel gives. Back to the body, the cold bar and the grip.
The bench press republic. The park. The park.
The dip, the dip.
The bench press republic.
Back on my grind, the pause is over now. Took the hit, learned the lesson, figured out how to come back different, better, sharper than before. Back on my grind, the pause is over now. Took the hit, learned the lesson, figured out how to come back different, better, sharper than before. The year I had to stop was the year I understood the most. The forced pause teaching what the grind and never come close to revealing the coast of exhaustion. I've been running on becoming a host for revelation when I finally stopped moving long enough to see what I've been doing wrong. The rough edges of my approach only visible from a distance to bluff. For forward momentum hiding the structural stuff that needed fixing. I used to pause the deliberate choice to treat the interruption as curriculum. The iterate and improve version of the force. Stop the elaborate refusal to treat downtime as waste the accurate assessment that the pause was the most productive year I had. Back on my grind, the pause is over now. Took the hit, learned the lesson, figured out how to come back different, better, sharper than before. Back on my back on my grind, the pause is over now. Took the hit, learned the lesson, figured out how to come back different, better, sharper than before. Yo, coming back is different from starting. The muscle, memory of the work still there. The hustle, reinstated with better form. The tussle between old habits and new understanding. The bustle of rebuild momentum, carrying the lessons of the pause. The year way revealed the flaws. I've been too busy moving to address the cause of previous limitations. Now clear the laws of my own performance, finally understood. I came back to the work the way I should have always worked. The misunderstood period of absence haven't done more good than 5 years of uninterrupted grinding had. The pause is over now. Took the hit, learned the lesson, figured out how to come back different, better, sharper than before. Back on my grind. The pause is over now. Took the hit, learned the lesson, figured out how to come back different, better, sharper than before. Every forced pause I've had since, I use the same way. The interruption is information, the delay as adjustment period. Back on my grind today means something different than before, better, that's all I'll say. The pause is over now. Took the hit, learned the lesson, figured out how to come back different, better, sharper than before. Back on my grind. Back on my grind. Back on my grind. The pause is over now. The year I stopped was the year I learned the most. Came back with better form. The pause was the education. Back on my grind means something now. Back on my grind means something now.
Boy,
Earn it back one day at a time from the bottom. Can't talk your way back, gotta show 'em. Every action stacking up against the record. Earn it back, nothing else gets accepted. Earn it back one day at a time from the bottom. Can't talk your way back, gotta show 'em. Every Every action stacking up against the record. Earn it back, nothing else gets accepted. The failure was public and I'm not gonna minimize it here. The specific collapse visible to everyone. The sheer exposure of a private disaster made clear to the whole neighborhood simultaneously. The atmosphere of a man whose reputation took a real hit. The instinct was to explain and submit a defense to make the narrative fit. Some more flattering version, I quit. That instinct fast understood it would only make it worse. The only currency after a public fall, the curse of expletion being its own kind of reverse signal. The actual language being the inverse of talk. Consistent action in the right direction. Sustain. Earn it back, earn it back, earn it back. Earn it back one day at a time from the bottom. Can't talk your way back, gotta show 'em. Every action stacking up against the racket. Earn it back, nothing else gets accepted. And earn it back one day at a time from the bottom. Can't talk your way back, gotta show 'em. Every action stacking up against the racket. Earn it back, nothing else gets accepted. 18 months of heads down, work before anything shifted. The credibility turning slow to gifted. Patience of a man who'd accepted that what he lifted and dropped to real time to rebuild the rifted. Trust between me and the people who counted on me mending. Who demonstrated reliability to bend in. Back of relationships, I strained attending to the actual damage done instead of defending. The version of events that would've made me look less cool. But some relationships were unrecoverable. The multiple attempts at repair proving fruitless. The supple truth that some things break permanently. The purple mark of that being part of the actual cause. Brass stab alone, bass on one kick, hard vinyl snare too. 3 years after the failure, my reputation is different now. The rebuild version carrying more weight somehow. The man who fell and rebuilt being trusted differently than the man who never fell. Earn it back, that's the only story worth telling. Earn it back one day at a time from the bottom. Can't talk your way back, gotta show 'em. Every action stacking up against the record. Earn it back, nothing else gets accepted. Earn it back one day at a time from the bottom. Can't talk your way back, gotta show 'em. Every action stacking up against the record. Earn it back, nothing else gets accepted. Public failure, 18 months heads down. Some things didn't come back. The rebuild reputation carries more weight than the original earn it back. Earn it back, earn it back.